Just stay there, Kathy. Don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome everybody. Just take a moment
Hi, Lorna.
to find some stillness and put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just notice how you feel. Now we're going to try something. We're going to put our hands on top of our heads like this and just push down. And just notice if you find yourself just becoming nice and grounded, nice and still, makes you feel kind of, settled and calm. Maybe you close your eyes and take some deep breaths in and out. And just take your hands off, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly again. Just notice how you feel. Here we go. So here is our picture. Just take a moment, look at all those different emotions. And maybe you could recognize yourself in one of those pictures. There's lots of different ones. Overwhelmed and emotional, feel like I'm going to explode, anxious or worried, sad or lonely, scared, stressed, like I need to get my wiggles out, angry, calm, distracted or unfocused, bad about myself, or happy. You could be any one of those or something different. Just take a moment to notice. And here we are. We are in the month of June. It is June the 8th, our second week in June. So, hello, June. Joy finds you when you understand your value and nourish your need, even when it feels hard. And here we are. Nothing ever seems impossible in spring, you know. And the person who said that was L.M. Montgomery, who comes from, or she came from, PEI and wrote Anne of Green Gables. So here we are. We have our June challenge. And there you got your bingo on the back. And our June challenge is practicing deep breathing before bedtime. So I sent you this. I thought maybe your deep breath before bedtime could be positive breath. So you just take a moment to rub your hands together to generate heat, then place your hands on your chest and maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath and think one positive thought. What's one positive thing that happened to you today? That's what you can do every night before you go to sleep. So that is your deep breathing before bedtime. Positive breath, because it's always nice to go to bed thinking a positive thought, right? All right, so the next thing on the list is attending yoga classes. Well, you do that. So that's good. You can check that off. Where is it? Right here under the C at the bottom there, there's a yoga class. You could color that in or check it off or do whatever you do. So that's one done. Next one is practicing mindfulness. So, oh, there's our yoga class. Practicing mindfulness. So I sent you this, a day in the garden. As I thought, oh yes, it's getting to be that time of the year, but I guess not for you. So you just have to imagine, because I know you can't go outside with all that smoke. So this is really good because it says imaginary. So when it's possible, you could go out, but it's really good for this because you cannot go outside. So it says pretend to be in the garden on a spring day. So this is you sitting and imagining that you're going into the garden on the spring day. The plants are green and lush. The flowers are bursting with color. And imagine hearing the butterflies fluttering and the bees buzzing. Birds flap their wings in the bubbling water fountain. Hummingbirds dart from flower to sweet-smelling flower. The morning sun sparkles on the garden pond. You feel happy. So that's kind of just like imagining and thinking of all those beautiful things that you would smell, hear, see in the garden. So that is your mindfulness. And of course, mindfulness, if you don't want to think about the garden, you can just stop for a moment, can close your eyes and listen for the sounds around you. So that is just something else that you can do to practice mindfulness. And of course, when you do get out into the garden, when the smoke has gone away and you are able to go outside, you could look for those things that you imagined, right? So you could look for the birds, look for the butterflies, and the buzzing of the bees. So all those things can be done imagining or actually doing. So the next thing on our list is sitting silently daily meditation practice. So here we are. That might be you sitting on your cushion. It says sit down, make your back tall and straight. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's all you need to do to practice meditation. And it says repeat, and you could sit there just for a minute. That's all you have to do. But today we will do our meditation practice with music and of course our blossoms, because I like blossoms. You could look at the blossoms or you could just close your eyes and listen to the music. I'm going to give you something to think about. So just get comfortable. Just imagine you have some seeds in your hands. Just imagine the shapes. Just imagine you're moving them around in your hand. And these are special seeds. They have special powers. One is love, one is friendship, and one is fun. Now let's plant these seeds. Put some seeds in one hand, some in the other. And bring your hand to the top of your head and tap your head lightly, and you can plant the seed of love. Come and take another seed, plant the seed of friendship, and you take the other one, plant the seed of fun. Now you have love, friendship, fun planted into you, planted into your minds. Now bring those seeds of love, friendship, and fun, place them into your heart. Just be still and breathe. Just think about those seeds you planted and how they will grow. You will feel love, friendship, and fun growing inside of you. We were just looking at blossoms, and our lovely blossom trees are here and just looking beautiful. And maybe you can look out a window and see some blossoms, and that could be your meditation. So the last one on our list is trying a new breathing technique. So I sent you this. We did this a long time ago. The Hoberman breath. And I have a bowl, just like in the picture. I showed you this a long time ago. It kind of helps to get you to breathe deeply. So I know you don't have a bowl, but you could use your hands. Make your hands into a bowl. So you bring your Hoberman spear in front of your chest. Inhale slowly, and your bowl gets bigger. And then as you exhale or breathe out, the Hoberman spear gets smaller to mimic the pushing of the air from your lungs. So this is kind of pretending your lungs get bigger as you breathe in, and they get smaller as you breathe out. So they get big breath in and a big breath out. You use your hands. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. There. Perfect. And you can always buy one of these. They have them in, I got mine from Amazon, but they have them in toy shops and things. So, and you can just sit there and go. All right. So we've done our breathing technique, which is the last one on the list. So there you are. Just keep looking at your challenge sheet there, and you will be on your way to the completing the June challenge. And here we are. Every week we just think of all these things. It reminds us to just let things go and be patient with yourself and with other people. And accept who you are and accept other people. And of course, we always should practice or remember how grateful we are for what we have. And every week I start off with an empty basket as you share your gratitude. Here we are. Kathy, this one's for you. Just think of something you're grateful for. And into the basket it goes. And then Jennifer. Into the basket. Claire. Sarah. And Megan. So there we are. Your gratitude filled the basket. So once again, I thank you for sharing all these positive thoughts. Help us to feel really good. And each day, just give yourself a little time out to sit quietly and be thankful for all you have. There you are. And so let's move on to our story, which is one we have not had for a while. I Am Me. All right. A Book of Authenticity by our Susan and Peter. There we are. So, there are things about me that make me different. Sometimes I stand out in the crowd. And sometimes I am not seen at all and I feel alone. I start to ask myself, why can't I blend in, fit the mold? Maybe I am too little or maybe too much. But when I stop and look, I see nothing in this world that is exactly the same. Differences is what makes life beautiful and miraculous. And when I show who I truly am, I can find my joy, my spark. I have something to contribute. I can't hold back or hold it in. I am someone to be celebrated. I am me. I can have my own style and decide how I want to show up in the world. I can be grateful for my hair, my skin, my size, because they are mine. I can be proud of my body and thankful for all it can do. I can embrace that I am perfectly imperfect, because that is what makes me interesting. I can dance to my own rhythm anytime I want to, move and groove. I can learn from others who express themselves with confidence, even when it's hard. I can be a role model for someone who is afraid to show their own true colors. I can celebrate the things in this world and that I decide are the most meaningful to me. So, love, peace, unity, hope. I can love anyone I choose fully and completely with all my heart. I can notice that every creature, small and grand, has something unique and necessary. I can know that community, connection, and acceptance exist, and I will find them. I can surround myself with those who see me, stand up for me, and support me. I can be okay knowing not everyone will understand me because I have love for myself. I don't need to hide away, hold back, or compare myself to anyone else because I am me and I matter. You are you and you matter. We are just right, beautiful and miraculous, exactly as we are. We are. So just think for a moment and think to yourself, you are just miraculous, you are wonderful just the way you are. And just the way you are, we are going to move. Well, I'm going to move. Some of you are already seated, ready. I'm going to move over to sit on my little cushion there. And we're going to start to move. So, sitting up nice and tall. And put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And take our hands and just put them on top of our heads again. Just push down. Just get that feeling of stillness, peace. Put your hands on your knees. And you can start doing your little cat and cows. Just to get a bit of movement going, warming up our spines. And just come and sit still, sit nice and tall, and put your arm up, and then feel like somebody's pulling it up even higher, and then reach over. Come back, and the arm goes down nice and slowly. Other arm comes up nice and slowly. Then feel like someone's pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, and then reach over. Then come up, and let that hand come down. Then the other hand can come up. And wait there. Feel like somebody's pulling it, and then over you go. And then up, bring the arm down. Then this arm comes up. Just hold it there. Feel like someone's pulling you up, and then over you go. Hands onto your legs. Do those cat and cows again. Nice cat and cows. Curling into a cat. Then pulling your hands back, looking up so you go into a cow. And then sit up nice and tall. Arms go up. Woohoo, wiggle those fingers. And then drop them down. One hand on your knee, one hand behind you. Sitting nice and tall. Look over your shoulder. And then lift those arms up. Over they go to the other side. One hand on your knee, one hand behind you. And up again and over. One hand behind you, one hand on your knee. Up again and over. Look it over your shoulder. And then up, reaching up, and then let those hands come down nice and slowly as you breathe out. And hands on your legs, and you go slide your hands to your knees, curl into a cat. Slide your hands back into a cow. Just curl into that cat. Slide back into the cow. And then just sit up nice and tall and nice and still. One of those things we had to imagine when we went into the garden was butterflies. So you can sit up tall in our butterfly pose, so our feet are together. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe flap the wings of the butterfly. See if you can get those feet closer, even closer to your body. And sit nice and tall. And then you can bring those knees together. Let the feet go straight out in front. You can cross one leg in front of the other. And you do that twist. So this hand goes onto the knee. Your other hand goes behind you. So we're doing another twist. This time with our legs out. And then face forward. Bring that leg over. Make it straight. Bring the other leg and that knee. And then put that hand there on that knee. One hand goes behind. And sitting nice and tall. Just one leg straight, one leg is bent. And then face forward. Bring that leg up. Both legs can go out. Just shake those legs out. And then toes to the sky. Hands behind. Just look up. Now, bring your knees up. Get onto your mat, moving away blocks and cushions. Get into your tabletop position. Your hands are below. Hands are underneath your shoulders and knees are underneath your hips. And start doing some nice big circles. Nice big circles. And those hips can go the other way. Oh, out to the side. Down to the ankles. Nice big circles. Then you go the other way. Nice big circles. And now put your hands in front. Stretch those arms out nice and long. And you're just going to let the hips go down. So you're in extended child's pose. Knees are together. Arms are straight. Just stretch, stretch, stretch. And you're going to lean forward so that you're in a little plank pose. The shoulders are over the hands. Your arms might feel wobbly, that's okay. And then just reach your hips down onto your ankles. Stretch the arms out in front. So extended child's pose again. And then rock forward. So your shoulders are over your hands. You're going to pull in those tummy muscles. Hold yourself up with your arms. Your arms might be a little wobbly, that's okay. Push yourself back. Hips go down. Arms are straight. Hips are down. Knees are together. Just roll forward, rock forward. Hold another little plank. Push yourself back. So you're in extended child's pose. Now from here, you're going to just Open up those knees. Let the head go down. And the arms can just rest. You know, in our other child's pose, just all curled up, nice, comfortable, resting child's pose. Take some slow deep breaths here. And just push yourself up. Bring those knees together. We're going to get ready to do our downward facing dog. So hands on the mat or off blocks. Curl those toes under. Push those legs straight. Arms straight. Downward facing dog. Just feel straight. Those legs are getting straightened, lengthened, stretched. Now walk those feet forward. Touch the mat with your toe, with your fingers. Give a forward bend. And slowly sweep those arms up. Up, 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 up. Up. Arms above your head. And bring your hands to heart center. So we'll do some sun salutations. So we're going to sweep our arms up. And then bend at the hips. Sweep our hands down. Touch the mat. Heads down. Touch your knees, flat back. Touch the mat, head down. Sweep those arms up. Bring your hands to heart center. And then sweep those hands up, reaching up high. Sweep the hands down, bending at the hips. Touch the mat, head down. Touch your knees, flat back. Touch the mat, head down. Sweep those arms up. Bring your hands to heart center. Okay. Just take a moment to stand here. Wiggle those toes. Make sure you're nice and grounded, touching the mat beneath you. You're going to lift those arms up, reach them up high, and then sweep them down, bending at the knees. Head goes down, arms go up behind you, wave to the sky. Then sweep the hands up, bend the knees. I will stay here in chair pose. Then push up, looking up, hands are up high in the sky. Then sweep the hands down, head goes down. Sweep the hands up, wave to the sky. Bend the knees, push into the mat. Bring those arms up. Arms are up by your ears. Legs are bent. You're in chair pose. Push up. And then down we go again. Head goes down. Arms sweep back up. Wave to the sky. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms up. And wait in chair pose. Bend those knees. Then push up. Straighten the legs. Looking up. Bring those hands to heart center. Just have a little rest. Okay, hands can come down. Just going to move the camera a bit. There we are. That's better. So, right foot forward and left foot back. We're in warrior one. So, bend your knee into a square. Make sure you can see the front toes. The left toes are just kind of at a bit of an angle. You're facing forward. Put your hands on your hips. Just notice that you're standing nice and tall. You're bringing the shoulders back. Just notice that, bringing those tummy muscles, bringing them in, holding them in. Now from here, now that you're standing nice and tall, your hands can go up in the air into warrior one. Now your hands up here. Or you could have your hands like this. Whatever warrior you want to do. Be like this. Oh, looking up and pointing up. Just bring those hands back to your hips. Just stand here for a little moment. Straighten that leg and turn. Now you can bend at the hips. Down you go. Now you're touching the mat. Walk those hands past one foot. Bend that knee. Stretch the leg behind you. Then walk those hands past the other foot. Bend the knee. Stretch the leg. Walk those hands past the other foot. Bend the knee. Stretch the leg. Now back to the other side. Bend the knee. Stretch the leg. Come to the center. And slowly slide up. And you are a star. We're going to face the other way. So now the left foot's in front. Bend the left knee. The right foot's just at an angle. So we're facing forward. This is warrior one. Hands on hips. Get those shoulders up nice and tall. Bring those tummy muscles in. So now we're standing tall, shoulders back. You can lift those arms up. Or you can have your hands one in front, one behind. You're still facing forward. This is warrior one. Up like this. You're looking up if you like. Oh. Then just bring those hands back. Put your hands on your hips. Starting nice and tall. And turn and face the long end of the mat. Bend at the hips. Down we go again. We'll do our little walk in the hands. So we bend the knee, stretch the leg. Walk the hands back the other way. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. Walk the other way. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. Come to the center. Just take a moment so you get ready. Come up, 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 up. Come up nice and slowly. And reach up high. Standing nice and tall in a star pose. And now we're going to do another chair pose, kind of. Our legs are wide apart, so our bottoms go down, knees are bent, and then bring our hands into goddess pose. We're in goddess pose. So it's kind of like the chair pose, but now our legs are wide apart. Shoulders are up. Push your legs straight. Bring those arms down. Walk those legs together. Give them a little shake. We're going to stand here in mountain pose. Now we're just going to imagine something. We're going to imagine we're going to have sand in one leg. We're going to pour sand into one leg. Just imagine that sand pouring into that leg. And now the sand's going to go into this leg. So we're just going to kind of go to the other side a bit. And you imagine the sand is just dripping into our leg and making it so heavy. Let's go to the other side. Imagine your leg is filling up with sand. And go to the other side. Just imagine the leg so heavy now it's full of sand. And then just come stand up straight. Take a moment. Make sure your jaw is nice and soft. A little rest. We're going to get back on the floor using our forward downward facing dog. So I need my blocks because I have short arms, but you can put your hands onto the mat. Put your feet back. Downward facing dog. Straight legs and straight arms. Heads down. Just bend the knees. Coming into our child's pose. Keep big toes together. Open up those knees. Drop the hips down. Drop the head down. Now we're in our child's pose. Just feel your body soften. Just let it be soft. Just melt into the mat beneath you. Slow deep breaths. And you can push yourself up nice and slowly. Go on to our backs. To our backs now. Onto your back. Bend the knees. Push into the mat with your feet. Lift your hips. Bridge pose. Just imagine the water flowing under the bridge that you've made. Nice cooling, refreshing water. Just let those hips go down nice and gently. Bring the knees up. Give yourself a hug. And give yourself a little rock side to side. Always feels good on the back. Then feet go down. Bring one knee up. And help the ankle onto the knee. And just relax. This knee just fall away. Just a slow deep breath. Bring that knee up. Give it a hug. Place the foot down. Good knee up. Give it a hug. Place that ankle on the knee. Just let this knee goes up in the air, fall away. Lift arms down, palms facing up. Enjoy relaxing on the mat. Bring that knee up, give it a hug. Keep those two knees together, pointing up to the sky, and then just let them drop down to one side. Then your arms go out in a nice T and look away from your knees. Now supine twist. Just take slow, deep breaths. Really relaxing. And bring those knees up. And stay for a moment, pointing up to the sky. And then just let them drop to the other side. And then turn away from your knees. Just bring those knees up. Bring the knees right up. Give them a hug. Roll from side to side. Put the feet down, nice and slowly. And from here, you can get into Shavasana. So you can lie down or you can sit comfortably in your chair. Just imagine the beauty, warmth, and light of the sun. And just think about how the light of the sun makes us feel so warm and comfortable and happy. And just think about how the sun holds that power that helps things to grow, those seeds that we planted of love and joy and peace and friendship. As you lie or sit, just imagine the sun the sun rays are just all over you. You feel the warmth of the sun, feel the brightness of the sun. Feel the sun on your toes, on your legs, on your chest, on your arms, on your face. And just think to yourself, just like the sun, I shine my light. Just like the sun, I shine my light. You can slowly start to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Push yourself up. Just take a moment before you come up to seated. And just come up to seated. Satanama.
Satanama.
Is in me.
Satanama. For peace is
Is in
me.
In me.
Don't forget, we gotta lift the little sides of our eyes from the sides of our mouth. Our little 2 yoga moves, very important ones. So we smile with our eyes, smile with our mouths. Got love in our heart, and we can share it with each other. Oh, I've got your love and your light. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing this yoga practice with me.
Okay.
Thank you, Lola.
I hope your
Thank
week,
you, Lorna.
I hope your
Thank you,
week gets
Lola.
clearer and your air gets better so you can go
Yep.
outside.
Yep.
Hope the smoke goes away.
Bye.
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 Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.